Welcome to another episode of Where's the Poetry. Is me, Derron Sandy. I'm a performance poet, educator, and a student. I always want to learn when I come on here, and I'm very interested in the literature all around us. Remember to like and subscribe as we continue to grow this community. Today, we have a stark contrast to our last video. While Kim Fazo revealed that sometimes there's no option, the voice of Karene Asche stands on the opposite extreme. Written by one of the masters, Mr. Christophe Grant. Let's find the poetry in Poverty is No Excuse for Crime. Now the song really called No Excuse is simple. No level of poverty should push you to violent crime, and that is that. Now Grant, he has a long relationship with some of the most powerful voices from marginalized communities, and we know some of the classics he created for singing Sandra, and this one here for Karene, who is one of the most powerful voices on the Calypso scene. Now, the more you listen to Mr. Grant's songs, the more you'll be able to identify some of his key traits. The work is always accessible, it's historical, and it's high in literary value. And honestly, it is only through conversations with him that I began to understand where he's getting the historical background for the work. Now, the man is an attorney or was an attorney, and when you've always been exposed to different cases, especially when it comes to violent crime, you are almost acting as the genuine pen. And you know they used to call Calypso the poor people's newspaper. I use one of the genuine pens behind it because the profession itself leading to the research needed to create any powerful piece of literature. Now, according to Grant, this song had roots almost 8 years before we hear it. All 2016, this song was resting down before Karene bring it on the Calypso stage. Grant saw black people's attraction to violent crime as an urgent crisis, and Karene, the ideal voice to bring this message because she was always doing work like that, and she's a genuine voice from amongst her peers. So the song starts, Lord knows I'm tired hear it, protesters daily declare it, Bedlam on Nelson or Beetham when URP shut down their program. Woo! Peep the alliteration and the matching songs, S-O-U-N-D-S there. Daily declare Bedlam with that daily and declare. Then we have Beetham with Bedlam. Then the T songs, tired, testers and protesters, and there. Very rhythmic, which sets up the repeated calls of black people who feel like some injustice has been done. What they want we to do? Like they want we thief? Yes, we have all heard that before. So what Christophe doing is he placing the actual words of the oppressed people, whether it be vendors, URP people who get laid off, CPEP people if you want to bring it to the modern day, so that they can see themselves in the world. And that is an important part of the literature. Making the people see that this is your world here, where your livelihood is being paused, whether police say illegally vending and they take your goods or whatever. The first thing is here, after them police too wicked, of course, it's like they were we turn thief. And here Grant is illustrating the mindset of the people who see criminal activity as the opposite of removed opportunity, which is the argument that Kim Fazo set up. Check back the last video earlier in watching it, but check it back. So here, Grant, through Karene, is saying, wait a minute, that cannot be the other end. That cannot be the alternative to removed opportunity. The real lamentation is not black people turning to theft, but it is when they actually resort to criminal networks, get involved in crimes such as murder, robbery gone wrong, etc., etc. And look, he said right here, but for crimes like murder, there's no good reason or rhyme, poverty, no excuse for crime. And he sets up this with a historical allusion that kind of acting in the pre-chorus. If you study the work of Grant, you'll find out real things about this nation that we went through. Because I remember back in the 90s, when they killed poor Michael Hercules, shoot with famous prison commissioner, the mother come and say the boy was a hustler. Right, and that is repeated, as I said before, as a kind of pre-chorus, because Grant wants us to meditate on, hey, watch what's going on with that Hercules man there. That is an example of what I'm really talking about. So let me go into the historical the vibes, because that is where Christophe pushing me, so let me go. Express article show that Michael Hercules was a prison commissioner killed in 1993 in a botched robbery attempt. In the next article, a columnist captures the sentiments of the mother of one of the perpetrators of the robbery and quotes her saying, "My son went looking for money." Grant saying, "Nah, you miss me with that piece of madness." And many of us will agree, especially when other lives, other black lives are being lost. it put the entire black community into a spin cycle and causes further fragmentation. We fight it amongst one another and all kind of thing. But there is another story. I want to point out this line in the chorus here. Next time a youth man say it, slap him one time. Hey, the man, bow! Stop that! Right? I like that line. Now you might say this line is violent. How Christophe using violence to fight violence. No, to me that is a symbol of training them on the right path from when they're small. You see, next time a youth man say it. And to me, this is where the real work needs to take place in empowering young black people by tapping into their various intelligences. This is further emphasizing the second verse. Christophe saying it too. He's saying they don't care for white or custard. Tell them what they do all that. But to your face, they will hiss forthright if CPEP only miss out a fortnight. Hiss, miss. What they want we to do? How they want we to eat? That is the song going on there. I just characterized it a little bit. So Grant identifying government programs as the possible solution. That is why they had to get the slap to go in that direction. But without saying it, he implying that hey, it had too many people who will refuse to take this longer route to come out of poverty. And that is where we have the zoomorphism coming in here. Remember what that is? He say hiss, essentially comparing them to snakes. So you know the zoomorphism giving humans animal qualities. Snakes is a symbol of what? Sly behavior. Which in this case is the involvement in crime. So he's saying youth men, it has some youth men out there like snake, they like snake. And one thing about this Calypso, Grant consistently offers solutions by using contrast. One is at the very end of that very verse. He says, instead of shooting and looting, my pat and my lad still recruiting. Simple contrast. Don't do that, do this. Right? Well, my Latin recruiting no more, but that is another story. Whatever we do, thief? No. Find a next way. A couple more notes I want to make are based on the religious allusions. He said, tell them youth man chanted before our next church bell chime. And before this, there was a next biblical allusion or intertextual reference to the scriptures, which said, causing major woe and gnashing of teeth. Let me connect everything together. The snake behavior, we're going back to the snake, which is akin to Lucifer, will cause gnashing of teeth, similar with what most Protestant-based religions decide what's going to happen in the end times and that kind of thing. And the fact that Michael Hercules, who was also a Trinbagonian sports icon, big bodybuilder, was a victim in this mindset is representative of a larger tragedy where the alternative mindset to poverty is crime. Grant is saying, all you can't do that. And to solidify the point, to drive it home, he brings forward Oprah Winfrey, Dr. Keith Rowley, and he narrates their own journeys through hardship and believes that this is a possible alternative. Working hard, look at these successful people. And he didn't just say it's only these high successful people. He strengthened his argument by saying that there are many heroes and legends who emerged from slums like the Beetham. A nice, powerful contrast with heroes coming out of an oppressed place. 9.1 out of 10 on the poetry scale. There's the poetry in No Excuse, performed by the magnificent Karene Asche, written by the mighty Christophe Grant.